All right, welcome back everybody to Doha, and we're getting to the serious part of the tournament because we're getting to the quarterfinals today, semi-finals tomorrow, and then the final. And yeah, 8 players are left in the draw. We're going with we're starting with this one, which is a bit more of the random. I mean, not really that random because Penko made the semis last year, or made the final last year. But Cocciaretto, lucky loser, came through, beat Coco in the second round, got a second chance after losing in the qualifying in the final round of qualies, and made the most of it. Then we've got the 2 big matches, Swiatek Sakkari, and then the big match, Raducanu versus Ostapenko. So that is what we have going on. We've got Rotterdam happening as well. We can keep an eye on Rotterdam, which is happening at the moment. Hashanov and Munar into a third set. I think Tsitsipas is coming up soon against Van der Zandschulp. Demonor's playing Wawrinka. So a lot's going on. Are we watching all the quarterfinals? No. We're watching... We probably wouldn't have watched this one had it have not been on first. It's 11 o'clock in my house, so I'm like, look, I'm either going to sit around for 2 hours until the next match, or we could just watch this match. So, yeah. We probably won't watch Mukova versus Kalinskaya, but we're watching all the others. So, yeah. Aussie ski, they can ski. Yeah, we're good at sports. Eala is taking the place of Eala is taking the place of Naomi at Dubai in the main draw. Yes, she's in the main draw. Replacing one of those two, yeah. Also going for the underdog. Okay. By the way, no one's in the crowd, which is super disappointing. It's just, yeah, it sucks, man. When you see a quarterfinal of a 1,000 and the crowd's empty, you're like, that's unfortunate. All right. And then the winner of this match will take on the winner of the Raducanu versus Ostapenko match, which I think is happening. It's not happening next. That's happening tonight. Because, yeah, next is Swiatek versus Sakkari, and then tonight we've got Raducanu and Ostapenko, which is the probably match of the day. Also, Fonseca lost, which sucks, but he'll, I mean, really, he hasn't. He's been injured to start the season, so he'll get better. It'll only be better. Maybe he wins Rio next week. Have you watched the Zeynep WTA vlog on YouTube? I did watch it, yes. It was cool. All right, I have no idea who's serving. But they're just warming up. There's people starting to come into the crowd now, but it's still very empty. Which I understand, I get it. You know, 2 players that maybe the crowd wouldn't know. But also, we'll see what happens with the Sakkari versus Swiatek match. Also, I know time of day, all that stuff. But I don't know, just a bit disappointing that quarterfinals of major tournaments don't have packed stadiums, you know. It's a bit disappointing. It's 3 p.m. on a hot sunny day. Yeah, I know. Also, Chad, Australia is playing Poland in the World Group. Oh no. But they're playing in Australia, so that's good. God, Chad, I'll tell you, Chad. Davis Cup is so good until we get to the finals. Like I love Davis Cup, the way that the way that they're doing the first rounds again, back to the way it was. I love that. They, countries going to different places, playing against, Serbia going to Chile and stuff like that. I love that. But then we get to the finals, that final 8, and everything gets ruined. Like that's where they lose it for me. Like once we get to that Davis Cup final week and everybody plays in Italy, I'm like, this is dumb. Let's go. Like we don't need it. Let's not be like soccer. Let's go back to the way it was. We can do that. We can figure that out. And also Italy getting into the final because they're the host nation is so football, and I don't like that either, because the thing with the World Cup, the host nation don't host 5 times in a row or 3 times in a row. The host nation moves every single year. The host nation shouldn't be in Italy every single year. Or in Spain every single year. That doesn't make sense. The host nation shouldn't get 3 automatic finals berths with no wins. No. What if Italy lost to they had to go to South America and play against Argentina? What if Italy had to do that on day 1? Why can't that happen? Bring Davis Cup back to the way it was. Get rid of these finals things. Yesterday, Mukova versus Pliskova, there was not a person there. That's sad. That sucks. I don't know how you change that though, because you can't make people not go to work and watch tennis instead. I mean, I've tried. All right, here we go. Davis Cup shouldn't be every year though. Makes it less interesting. Yeah, maybe. But you don't want to draw it out over 2 years. Otherwise, it just takes way too long. You've got to do it within a year. Davis Cup for 100 years was every year. And it was fine until 2019, and they decided to change things up because they thought it needed to be like the World Cup. That's where they lost it. Hopefully, well, now that they've kind of... they just need to get rid of this host nation finals in Italy thing. Just get rid of that. Get rid of that, and we can go back to something the way it was. And it sucks because the ITF and the ATP and WTA don't really get along. So there's it would be great if the ITF could plan Billie Jean King Cup and Davis Cup around the ATP WTA schedule, so that is the only thing that's on that week. But they don't play ball like that. 15-0. I'm gonna go Penko in 3. Because it would be so nice if Davis Cup and Billie Jean King Cup were they took a week for an international week off and it'd be great for players. I mean, you don't have to play for your country that week. You just have a week off. That's how, after every Grand Slam, maybe after the Australian Open, they have Davis Cup finals or qualies, right? That's a great idea. After Wimbledon, I think is the next, or is it after the US next one? After the US. What did they used to have? They used to have I think it used to be after the Australian Open, after Miami, after Wimbledon, and then at the end of the year. After the US and then at the end of the year. I think that's how they had it. As that goes wide by Cocciaretto, and it's 30-0. But yeah, Davis Cup, I'm loving how it is up until we get to that until we get to the end of the year where it's 8 teams playing in one country. All right, 30-0. But maybe they'll go back to the way it was eventually. 30-0. We serve again from Cocciaretto. Into the back of Penko. Good return. Cocciaretto gets it with the backhand to the back of Penko. Penko hits a winner down the line. All right, Cocciaretto is in trouble already. These two have played before. And the head-to-head is is 1-0 Cocciaretto. She won in Birmingham a couple years ago. All right, 30-40. Backhand now goes the backhand to Penko. Forehand now from Cocciaretto sliced. Penko backhand. Again to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Forehand from Penko. Again to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko down the line forehand. That's a great shot. And Cocciaretto in the net. All right, there's the break. All right, 1-love Penko. With the break. Now, Penko can't play Swiatek till the final. I was in the crowd when these two played in Birmingham. More people there than there were than in Doha now. Yeah, fair enough. All right, serving the backhand of Cocciaretto. Cocciaretto hits it out on the return. 15-love. Well, 15-love. We get a fault second serve. Second serve. Forehand to Cocciaretto, and then forehand from Penko goes wide. 15-all. 15-all. And it's a return. Goes in the back of Penko. Forehand from Cocciaretto in the net. 30-15. $30-15. As with a forehand, it's a forehand rally. Off the tape from Penko. Cocciaretto comes to the net. Penko with a passing shot. Winner. Beautiful rally. All right, 40-15. Penko looking to go to 2-love. Billie Jean King Cup is a bit messy too. Great Britain have to travel to Australia in April, just before Stuttgart, etc. Yeah, well, that's part of the. That's Australia had to go to Ecuador after the Australian Open, and only a few players went. So that is part of the, I guess, part of the difficulty of winning one of these tournaments. But you're right. UK, Great Britain going to Australia to play in Australia is not ideal. But also the players that want to play it will go. I'm sure Bolter will come to Australia anyway because Demon will maybe, I don't know. But that's just part of it, I don't think Raducanu's coming to Australia to play against Australia. But Australia has to go to Europe, after, before a US Open or whatever, so it all comes back around. And I mean, America have to go to Belgium. I think. Well, maybe not. I'm not sure where the other ones have been played, but yeah. I love 30. Penko wants that double break. Love 30. Cocciaretto serves down the backhand of Ostapenko. Cocciaretto forehand. Ostapenko gets it with a forehand in the nets. And it's 15-30. If Penko and Raducanu win, they play in the semis. Penko doesn't like Raducanu. It's always frosty. That makes for a fun match for us. All right, serve. Into the backhand of Penko. Return the backhand of Cocciaretto as we go backhand to backhand. 15-30, and that's in the net by Cocciaretto. And Penko gets another chance to get the double break. Or another chance to get the break. Double break. All right, 15-40. As Cocciaretto serves a fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Cocciaretto. Forehand from Ostapenko. Cocciaretto forehand goes wide, and there's the double break. 3-0. All right, 3-0. Penko, double break. Who does Penko like? Wasn't she awful to US player Townsend? I mean, yeah. I mean, she obviously plays a lot of doubles, so she probably has friends in the doubles partner with her doubles partners, right? But Penko just goes, she's just her own person. She doesn't not out there to make friends. How are you, Cam? I'm good. How are you? Penko likes Jabeur and Kazatkina. Yeah. All right. Penko's got the double break. 3-love. 3-0. All right. Back to Penko. She's got the double break. In 10 minutes. Now we do have Swiatek taking on Sakkari straight after this. So that's fun. Gold for Australia. What do we win? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jabeur's off having a baby. That's why she is not around. All right, 3-love. As a return from Cocciaretto, the forehand of Penko. Penko hits it long. Love 15. In moguls, cool. Penko getting better, which she was playing. Wish she was playing Swiatek next. Well, she might play Raducanu next, which be interesting. I'll tell you, if it's Raducanu versus Ostapenko, winner play Swiatek. That sucks. I'll tell you, Swiatek's draw sucks right now. Like, out of all the play, if you look at Swiatek's draw, right? Swiatek has Today she's got Sakari. She should win that, but Sakari's been playing pretty well. Then it's Mukova or Kalinskaya. Both are very tough. And then in the final, if she plays Cocciaretto, that'll be great. But she's going to probably play Penko or Raducanu or even Mboko. Might be a really tricky opponent for Swiatek. Like, Swiatek's going to have a real tough time trying to get through this. She's going to have a real tough time trying to win this title. If she wins it, she earned it. As Penko hits it out, it's love 40. Chance for Cocciaretto to get one of the breaks back. Love 40. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Serve to the backhand of Cocciaretto. Backhand from Penko. Into the backhand of Cocciaretto. Penko down the line of the forehand of Cocciaretto as Penko forehand cross-court winner. 15-40. Raducanu will overtake Swiatek in the world number 2 if she wins Doha. Yes. I think if Raducanu beats... So if Swiatek loses and Raducanu makes the final, that'll be enough, maybe. All right. $30-40. Penko saves 2. As Penko hits that one long. All right. Cocciaretto gets one back. All right. 3-1 Penko. All right. 3-1. As Penko hits a return winner, it's love 15. Raducanu and Mboko, who won the match, hasn't happened yet. All right, 15-0. Nice hitting from Cocciaretto. Serving to the forehand of Penko. Return goes to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko backhand. Into the backhand of Cocciaretto, who hits a winner down the line. Great shot. 30-15. $30-15. Cocciaretto serves again. Into the forehand of Penko. Back into Cocciaretto as Penko forehand cross court is out. 40-15. Cocciaretto to close the gap a little bit. Ostapenko. It's a lovely forehand into the corner, and it's 40-30. All right, 40-30. Let's Cocciaretto serves again. Fault. Oh, it's double fault. Okay. Cam, you look very tired today. Yeah. Fair enough. Deuce. All right, as we serve again. Serve in the back of Penko. Return goes long, and it's advantage Cocciaretto. Not meant as inside. I know it's late on your side. No, that's fine. I didn't. I am tired today. The last 2 days being up all night until like 8 a.m. has been brutal. All right. Cocciaretto. Holds. 3-2. Now the last two, I think it's just the last 2 days have been rough. Shubin.
Cam, lot of people are saying on X to move Doha back to a 500 tournament and instead have a Masters 1000 on European indoor same time as Paris Berkey for ATP. What do you think?
Thank you for the donation. I like, that I don't mind that happen if they went Doha to 500 and then back-to-back 1000s is a little bit intense. But if it went like Doha 500, Dubai 1000, okay. I don't know if you put I don't know if there should be a 1000 at the end of the year because there's no European tournaments at the end of the year to play. Because they don't go, like, the reason why it works for the men is because you got Paris and then you stay in, then you go to Italy, right? But on the WTA, you have to go to Saudi Arabia for the WTA finals. So, and the last week of the season is Hong Kong, China, or India. So it doesn't really make sense to put a 1000 event on indoor hard courts in Europe when there's no. Like every tournament is out in Asia during that time. There's no indoor hardcourt tournaments. There's no reason to go back to Europe. So I don't think that should happen. And the WTA finals being in Saudi doesn't make sense to go back to Europe. So I don't think. But the first part, I think maybe Doha being a 500 and then going into Dubai being in the 1000. So it like goes Abu Dhabi, Doha, and then the 1000. I like that. I don't know where you put the other 1000. Maybe you make a grass 1000. Maybe you make... I don't know. I mean, there's so many 1000s in Asia. There's already got 2. You don't need another one. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I don't mind the downgrading of Doha to 500 to make it... So that way, I mean, more people will play it, I think. If it's 500 and it won't have the expectations of needing everybody in the top 10 to play. But I don't know where you'd put another one. I mean, a grass 1000's always been that, everybody wants that, but it never happens. Maybe that would what do you do? 15 ult. Good serve, Penko, but I think it was a let. 15 ult. So maybe they can move Doha to December so they can go to Saudi. Nah, 30-15. No, they won't move Doha to December. No, Penko serves 30-15. She's got the break. Cocciaretto returns it short. Penko backhand winner down the line, and it's 40-15. Too much partying, you should sleep. Watching from Denmark. Thank you for all the Eala match that you show. Hey, no worries. We'll be watching her again next week when she plays Dubai. No, 40-15. Serving to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Forehand from Penko down the line. Cocciaretto puts up a lob. And Penko comes in and puts away the forehand. 4-2. 4-2. All right. All right, 4-2 Penko. Good return. It's Cocciaretto forehand to the back of Penko. Slice Cocciaretto. It's Penko. Forehand again, the back of Cocciaretto. Volley from Penko. Too good. Great hands at the net from Ostapenko. Love 15. Love 15. To the backhand rally. Another one from Penko into the forehand of Cocciaretto. Forehand from Penko again. The forehand of Cocciaretto. Cocciaretto in the net. Love 30. All right. Love 30. As Penko hits it for another winner on the return. Love 40. Penko to get the double break again. Return winner number 2 for Penko. Forehand return from Penko into the backhand of Cocciaretto. Backhand of Penko to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko forehand again to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko with a slice. Cocciaretto slices it back. Penko backhand as Cocciaretto drop shot. Penko's going to get it. And hit a backhand down the line, and Cocciaretto can't get it back. Penko takes the 5-2 lead. All right. Ostapenko is 5-2 up. Whew. Okay. Penko's going to serve the set. 5-2. Ostapenko lately has been losing. This is her comeback. Well, she loves playing here. There was a record that Penko holds in Doha, right? I'm not sure. Wins for Penko in Doha, which is more than... Oh, she got most wins in Doha of any other player. It's a relatively new tournament. It's not a super it's been around for a while, but not forever. So she might have the record for most wins in here. That would make sense. It's been around since 2001. But then again, Swiatek's won 3 in a row. So how does that work? So Penko, it can't be right. Penko, what record does Penko have? Has she got the best winning record here or something, percentage-wise? Oh, maybe she does. 74%. Maybe she does have the most wins. As a 1,000 event, maybe. Because Swiatek's got 87% winning, 13 wins, 2 losses, 17 wins for Penko. So she might have most wins in Doha. That might be a thing. So she's won 23 matches in Doha, lost 19. But I have no idea where that record would be without checking every player in the history of the tournament. Hey, Linda, thank you for the 46 months. Love 30. As that goes out again goes in again, by Cocciaretto. Love 40. Cocciaretto to take one of the breaks back again. Love 40. All right, so return goes back into Penko. Penko hits it wide. Cocciaretto gets one back. Okay. (5-3) Penko, but Cocciaretto gets another break back. One of the Swiatek Doha wins, she only had to play 2 matches. Oh, okay. Or complete 2 matches. Oh, fair enough. Good serve by Cocciaretto, 15 love. By the way, Chad, I'm not going to say this don't be weird. Is that Penko's mum in the stands? All right. 30 love? Or is it her sister? She doesn't have a sister, does she? Or is it a cousin? Or a relative? Or is it just a person who's sitting there? 30 love? Maybe it's just her best friend that looks similar. 40 love Cocciaretto. As the return goes out by Penko. All right. Cocciaretto holds. Penko's mum who designs all the outfits? Maybe. 5-4. Penko's going to serve the set. Again. Is there a possibility that Cocciaretto could win? Yes, there's always a possibility in WTA tennis. Always. Always a possibility. All right. All right, Penko will try and serve for this set. That Fonseca match last night was very close. Tabilo just outplayed him slightly in the end. Yeah. That's all right. Munar wins. Nice. He is a dangerous player. All right, 5-4. Penko serving for the set again. Serve out wide the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko forehand to the backhand of Cocciaretto. In comes Penko. Cocciaretto pass. Penko drop volley in the net. It's love 15. All right. Cocciaretto's on 9 points in a row. What the hell? All right. Penko serves. A fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the forehand of Penko. Forehand from Cocciaretto is just wide. 15-all. Penko's like, oh, shit, that was close. That was too close. She shouldn't have left that. She should have at least made an attempt because that almost hit the line. 15-all. Penko serves again. A little fault second serve. As the return goes into the backhand of Penko. Cocciaretto backhand. Again, the backhand of Penko. Penko sprays it wide. All right, 15-30. Chance for Cocciaretto to get back on serve here. As Penko fault, second serve. As Penko double faults. All right. Cocciaretto to get back on serve. $15.40. As Penko serves again. Another fault. Second serve. Serving to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko forehand. Into the forehand of Cocciaretto. But Cocciaretto hits it long and it's 30-40. 30-40. Ugh, man. Out of the remaining players, Cocciaretto is the best option for Swiatek in the final. I agree. But it's the least likely option too. 30-40. By the way, chat today marks day 42 of streaming in a row. There's a backhand now from Penko to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Backhand of Penko. Into the backhand of Cocciaretto on the stretch. Penko comes in. Forehand to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko, forehand inside out. That's a good shot. Cocciaretto sliced it back. Penko, backhand in the net. We're back off serve. 5-5. Penko was up 5-2 with a double break and serve for it twice. Cocciaretto's back on serve. 5-0. Okay, 5-5. And we nearly played 40 minutes. All right, serving the forehand of Penko. Down the line of the backhand of Penko now is Cocciaretto hits it wide. Love 15. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. This is not something I was expecting you to watch. It's a tennis match. Why wouldn't we watch it? Double fault from Cocciaretto and Penko with a nice shake of the fist. Love 30. I can't believe she did that. I love 30. As a return. Because of who's playing? Why wouldn't I watch Ostapenko? What's wrong with that? What are you talking about? Double fault Cocciaretto, love 40. Why wouldn't we watch Penko? All right, Ostapenko to get the break again. Serving the back of Penko return is a winner. Hey, look, if we didn't know this was going to happen, we would have been totally shocked and surprised. But we knew this was going to happen. This is just the average Ostapenko match. All right. Ostapenko is going to try and serve for the set again. For the third time. She breaks, I think, for the fourth time. It's been an ugly set. But here we are. You don't cover these matches at a normal time? It's midnight. It's never a normal time. What do you mean? Penko matches are always a roller coaster. That is true. That is very true. There were 20 breaks in the last Cocciaretto match. Yeah. All right. Penko's going to try and serve for the match. Serve for the set again. But also brace for the tie break. All right. Penko serving for the set again. There's a backhand from Cocciaretto in the backhand of Penko. Into the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko with a forehand in the net. Love 15. Not watching Rotterdam? Nah. Love 15. We might watch Rotterdam on the weekend. All right, Penko serves a fault, second serve. There's a backhand return. Winner from Cocciaretto, love 30. Love 30. And do a serve again from Ostapenko. Which final would I love to see here? Swiatek Raducanu. Forehand winner. Oh, pardon me, by Penko. And it's 15-30. Yeah, I'd love to see a rematch of Swiatek Raducanu. I think that match right now is just so good. That match is just so much fun. All right, is Penko with a good serve out wide. 30-all. Good hitting from Penko. 30-all. There's a return from Cocciaretto. Goes to forehand of Penko. Cocciaretto slice in the net. Penko's got a set point. 40-30. To take the first set. Finally. After what's been the long way round. 40-30. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Is a double fault, all right. All right, deuce. As we just serve again. And at the backhand is another fault. Second serve. Seven to the forehand. Cocciaretto. Return is a winner and it's advantage Cocciaretto. Okay. All right. As Penko says, another fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Penko, Cocciaretto backhand to the forehand of Penko, into the forehand of Cocciaretto, Penko forehand, again the forehand of Cocciaretto, the backhand of Penko, Cocciaretto backhand, can't get it. And Penko gets to deuce. All right, as Pinko says, another fault. Second serve. All right, backhand to backhand rally. As Pinko forehand cross court. Great shot. Goes back in by Cocciaretto. Pinko backhand cross court again. Cocciaretto slices it in the net. And it's advantage Ostapenko. Set point number 2. To take the first set. She serves another fault. Second serve. Serve to the back into Cocciaretto. Back into Penko. Down the line, Cocciaretto gets it. Penko forehand. Into the slice of Cocciaretto. Penko. Forehand again. Into the corner. Cocciaretto gets it back. There's Penko forehand inside out wide. We're back to deuce. We get back to deuce. Two set points saved. Penko serves again. Another fault. Second serve. Serve to the backhand, Cocciaretto. Backhand out from Penko. Cocciaretto slice. Penko forehand cross-court winner. Ostapenko with another set point. To take the first set. As Penko serves. Another fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Cocciaretto. That's a return winner. We're back to deuce. Penko can't get first serves in at the moment. Back to deuce. As Penko says, another fault. As we get a forehand rally. And that goes in the net by Penko, and it's advantage Cocciaretto to get to the tiebreak. So this is a third time in this set that Penko's tried to serve for this serve for the set. She's had 2 set points. And she can't find a first serve. Or buy a first serve. As a default second serve. Serve in the back of Cocciaretto. Return goes wide, and we're back to deuce. As the return goes in the back into Penko. And the slice in the net by Cocciaretto. All right, Penko to take the set. Set point again. Fourth set point. Serve. Into the backhand of Cocciaretto. Penko backhand. Down the line. Cocciaretto gets with a forehand. Penko. Forehand into the backhand of Cocciaretto. Into the forehand of Penko. Cocciaretto slice. Penko. Forehand down the line. Cocciaretto slices it back. Into the forehand of Penko. Cocciaretto backhand slice again. Goes in the net. Finally, Penko wins the set. 7-5. All right. First set, finally. After almost an hour. It was going so quick, and then the last two games just went for forever. All right. First set in the bag. All right. 15 winners, 17 errors by Penko. 6 winners, 6 errors by Cocciaretto. 4 out of 4 breakpoints converted by Penko. 3 out of 8 converted by Cocciaretto. So Penko made the most of her chances. All right. First set is locked. All right, let's see what happens in the second set. Because, who knows? Who knows? All right. Are we watching all the matches today? No, we're not watching the final match. All right. All right. It's going to be Cocciaretto to serve first in the second. Swiatek Zachary, always under 2.5, 7 times in a row. Okay, cool. All right, Cocciaretto's back from the bathroom. And we can get this match going again. All right, Cocciaretto serve first. She did have the better of the second half of that set. She won 3 of the last 5 games and broke a couple times, so maybe a little bit of momentum. All right, Penko on the attack, love 15. So the player who needs to win the first set will end up winning the match in the Swiatek match. Cool. Pardon me. All right, 15-0. Zachary back in the top 50, though. Nice. Jordan's doing the doubles. Good. This match has 3 sets written all over it? Yeah. You were not wrong. As Penko 400 rally, that goes out by Penko, and it's 30-15. As we get a forehand now from Penko. And Cocciaretto gets it back. But Penko misses the easy volley. 40-15. Jeez, that was a bad miss by Penko. She can volley. She knows how to volley. That was not it. Bad miss. All right, Penko in the net. 1-love, Cocciaretto in the second. All right. Cocciaretto is studying to be an attorney, really. That's very interesting. All right, back to Penko. Serving to the corner, Cocciaretto. Good return. Penko goes down the line for a winner. 15-love. Eala's playing next week. All right, as Penko serves an ace. 30-love. As a Penko backhand goes in the net. All right, as Penko hits backhand inside out winner, 40-15. I think Zachary can make a good match for Swiatek. Yeah, maybe. Zachary has beaten Swiatek before. All right, Penko, 40-15. Serve out wide. The front of Cocciaretto. She hits it out in the return, and it's 1-all. One. All right, Penko. Again with a great angle. I don't think she meant to hit it that good, but it was great anyway. Okay, love 30, Penko. Trying to get the early break in the second. Sakkari, Sabalenka, or Halep. Am I missing anyone? What was the question? Backhand goes in the net by Penko. As Penko hits that one in the net, 30-all. Shelton playing today against Manarino. Yeah. All right, 30-all. As Cocciaretto serves. Into the forehand of Penko. Good return. Cocciaretto slices it long, and Penko's got a break point, 30-40. To start the second with a break. Oh, man. 30-40. As we get a fault from Cocciaretto, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Penko. Cocciaretto forehand to the forehand of Penko. Cocciaretto slice. Into the forehand of Penko as Cocciaretto cross-court forehand. Penko gets it on the stretch, goes down the line. Great shot. Cocciaretto slices back though. Penko with the backhand cross-court. Cocciaretto slices that back as well. And then Penko with the forehand again. The backhand of Cocciaretto. Back in the rallies as we get a forehand now from Cocciaretto. That goes out and Penko gets the break. 2-1 in the... 2-1 in the second. Penko. All right. 2-1. And straight after this, we've got Swiatek taking on Sakkari. And then the match that I'm most excited for, Boko versus Raducanu. Both fought through their matches yesterday. So I'm very excited to see how that one looks. Tsitsipas is already up a break to love. Cool. All right. So now Penko is broken. She's 100% guaranteed to hold serve for the rest of the match, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, Penko has the set and the break. Osaka, the only person on the planet who can beat Alcaraz. Good one. All right. Set and a break. All right, Penko to serve. Serving the backhand of Cocciaretto. Fine out from Penko. Cocciaretto gets it back, but hits it in the net. 15 love. Are we watching the Kalinskaya and Mukova match? Probably not. It just depends. If Raducanu on Boko is really, really boring and really one-sided and over in like a minute, then we might. But only if that happens. All right. Penko 30 love. Only if the next two matches are not good. And we haven't had a good match. We might watch it. Just depends. I don't really want to go to bed at 8 a.m. again. Not yet, when we've got a lot of other things going on. By the way, Penko could have let that bounce. It would have gone out, but she hits it on the full and makes a certain winner. 40 love. Return goes into the forehand of Penko. Cocciaretto gets a forehand to the forehand of Penko. Penko hits it down the line for a winner. 3-1 to Ostapenko in the second. Mukova has a 3-0 head-to-head record against Kalinskaya. Should be straightforward. Okay. Is Penko or Swiatek both in quarterfinals? Shall they meet in semis? No, they can't meet until the final. They're on opposite sides of the draw. Penko will play Raducanu or Mboko. And Swiatek will play Mukova or Kalinskaya. All right, Penko with the 3-1 lead in the second. Serve to the front of Penko. Return is long. Nope. Cocciaretto hit a fault. Second serve. Serving to the back of Penko. Returning to the back of Cocciaretto. Penko backhand down the line. Into the front of Cocciaretto. Penko forehand goes long. And it's 15 love. Already said no to that match. Now he reconsiders. Love that. Seemed tortured by the question. Are you analyzing everything I do on stream? What are you doing? You taking notes? 15 love. Bro out here studying streams. Are you okay? You good? All right, double fault, 15-0. Boddick breaks back. That sounds fun. 15-0. If Raducanu shows up, gets scared, and immediately surrenders. Like, why would she get scared? All right. His return goes in the net from Penko, 30-15. All right, Cocciaretto serves again. Into the forehand of Penko. Penko hits it out, 40-15. Who's going through, Boddick or Steph? I'm going to go Steph, but in three pretty close sets. All right, as Penko hits out on the return. Are you following the T20 World Cup? Nope. All right, 3-2. Penko with a set and a break. We said it from Boko and Raducanu ends in like a minute. Yeah, exactly. If that match is boring, we might watch the extra one. But I'm not planning on it. I got to catch up on a little bit of sleep. I woke up today and I'm like, I didn't feel like I slept at all, and I slept for 8 hours, so that was not fun. So yeah, I want one of those damn hats. Get me one of those hats, somebody please. I need one of those hats. I need one of those hats. Please, please, please. I need one of those hats. Doha didn't reply to my message. Those hats are so cool. Somebody's got to put one of those on eBay or something. I'll pay for it. Come on, somebody just chuck one on eBay. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. All right. There's none on eBay. I want one of those hats. All right. Cocciaretto with a good return. Love 15. All right, love 30. Penko just, playing tennis. All right, love 30. The hat needs to be in the museum. Yeah, and it needs to be on my head. Especially for winter. It's going to get cold. It's already cold. Today was cold. That's probably why I'm feeling like I've been knocked around because, it went from like 30 to like 10. And the weather just hit me like a baseball bat. All right, backhand to backhand rally. Now forehand from Cocciaretto, forehand from Penko. Again to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Penko hits a winner. It's 30-all. All right. 40-30. As the return goes to 4 and Penko. Penko overhits him. We're back to deuce. All right, deuce. As Penko serves again. A fault, second serve. Can you buy me an iPhone 17 for me, host, please? All right, break point, Cocciaretto. I'll think about it. You know what? I will, but you have to donate me $1,000, and that'll be that we can trade. If you donate $1,000, I'll buy you an iPhone. Sure. Deuce. Does it have to be working? Can it be secondhand? Or like what? There's no rules, are there? Is there? So you just buy you a piece of shit that doesn't work. That wouldn't be nice. I wouldn't do that. It has to be 1,000 American dollars. I will not accept anything less. Advantage Penko. You know what? Instead of buying you an iPhone, I'll send you a link to like a educational. You know what? I should create a course, and then you can just buy that, and you will learn something instead of doom scrolling on an iPhone. I will give you knowledge. More powerful than any iPhone. Advantage Penko. And Penko to win it down the line 4-2. All right. Doesn't hurt to ask. Yeah. But like as if I'm gonna be giving out iPhones. I don't even use an iPhone. Why would I give one away? Demon can be in trouble if Steph gets past Botic. True. All right, 4-2 Penko. Penko is returned too strong again by Penko. As Penko hits that one out and it's 15-all. I'm more interested in that retro landline phone from the thrift. No, that's my phone. No one's having. That's mine. That's my phone. It's not an iPhone. It's a my phone. Right? I paid $8 for that, and I was looking for something similar for a long time. That's the best thing about thrifting, is like you'll see something and you're like, oh, I want to get that. Or you'll think of something and then you go look for it. And then when you find it, it might take weeks, it might take months. But then when you find it, or you might find it and then it's too expensive and you're like, I'm not paying. This thrift store is like charging above retail price. So that's crazy. And then you go to another thrift store months later and it's half price and you're like, yes, There it is. There's my bargain. There's my treasure. 40-15. My precious. As Cocciaretto serves again. How do you watch WTA TV? First serve is a fault. Second serve. Penko's got the break, but that means nothing. Serving the forehand Penko. Forehand now from Cocciaretto. Penko. Again, the forehand Cocciaretto. Cocciaretto heads it out. 40-30. Eala is playing next week. Not sure what day, but next week. She could be playing on Sunday. As early as Sunday, but probably Monday. Maybe. Ah, 40-30. Serve to the back end of Penko. Good return. Slice from Cocciaretto. Into the forehand to Penko. Cocciaretto again. The forehand to Penko. It's Cocciaretto. Forehand again to the forehand to Penko, who goes on the line for a winner. It's deuce. Great hitting from Ostapenko. All right, Ostapenko return in the net. Advantage Cocciaretto. Where in Australia are you based? I'm based in Melbourne. All right, as Cocciaretto serves a let. Serving the back end of Penko, back into Cocciaretto, and the forehand of Penko. Cocciaretto forehand down the line. Penko gets with the back on the stretch, but it's in the nets. And Cocciaretto holds 4-3 Penko in the second with the break. By the way, Chad, how many days do you reckon the streak's going to go for? Today is day 42 out of... We've streamed literally every day except for New Year's Day. It's been unintentional and accidental. But now we're here. How many days? Will we get to 50 days? Will we be on a 50-day stream streak? Will that happen? Will that happen? 50 days in a row, you reckon? That's a week from now. Well, we're definitely going to be watching tennis over the next week. We might actually not be watching tennis on Sunday, though. Hang on. 50 days will be enough. Does Dubai start on Monday or Sunday? No, it starts on Sunday. Starts on Sunday, ends on Saturday. All right, Penko with the break. 4-3 in the second. All right. As Penko serves again. 4-3. Find an ITF match if you want to keep the streak going. All right, Zucker's in the net by Cocciaretto, 15-0. What's your dog's name? Tennis? No, my dog's name is Mia. All right. Andreeva will be dealing with more pressure in Dubai, 1,000 points to defend. That's true. As Penko hits a return winner, hits a winner, 30-all. Lovely backhand winner. $30. She serves again. A let. Is Victoria far from Melbourne? I have relatives in Victoria, same time zone as Manila. Victoria is the state and Melbourne's the city. As Cocciaretto hits a return winner, it's 30-40. So they're basically the same place. They're the same thing. It's like saying, it's like the state is Victoria, Melbourne is the city within the state. All right, back in from Penko goes wide. We're back on serve. Who would have thought? All right. Four all. There's a bit of fault from Cocciaretto, second serve. By the way, chat, I may or may not have bought hot cross buns. They're on special. Serve, double fault, love 15. Biscoff hot cross buns, by the way. Love 15. As Cocciaretto serves again. There's a return from Penko's a winner. No. It missed. She's gone crazy over Hawkeye. She's like, what? Hawkeye robbed her. 15-0. Just missed. According to Hawkeye. According to Penko, it was in. 15-0. 7 in the back of Penko. Backing up from Cocciaretto. Penko into the forehand of Cocciaretto as Penko backhand again. Cocciaretto backhand into the back of Penko. Into the net by Penko. And it's 30-15. Screw Hawkeye, yeah. That guy's a jerk. As we default second serve. Serve to the backhand of Penko. Backhand out from Cocciaretto. Penko backhand again. The back of Cocciaretto. Penko hits it in the net. 40-15. Cocciaretto to take the lead. I want to say for the first time today. 40-15. Biscoff is going crazy right now. Oh, Biscoff is going nuts. Biscoff is everybody's favorite. I'm still a Nutella guy myself. 40-15. But I don't mind Biscoff. Backhand to backhand rally. As Cocciaretto forehand to the backhand of Penko. And Cocciaretto slices it wide. Penko Cocciaretto 40-30. Body breaks. That's crazy. I'm sensing a very unenthusiastic we're going 3 coming up in about 5 minutes. Yep. It's not because of the match. It's just because I've just worked my face off the last week has really knocked the stuffing out of me. It's just adjusting to these all-nighters. And then when the weather's been like hot and cold, it's just like, just messing with me. All right, we get to deuce. This is a quarterfinal. All right, Penko. She doesn't want to go 3. She wants to end it now. So we can watch Swiatek. As a return from Penko is too good. Ostapenko gets another break point to get the break. And then serve for the match. Match itself hasn't been the best. Yeah, I mean, it's had moments, but it's, I think out of the 4 quarterfinals, it's probably the least interesting it's the 2 lowest ranked players in the quarterfinals, I think, as well. Or at least the 2 lowest, as that goes in the net, combined, they're the 2 lowest ranked players. I think they're the only 2 unseeded players playing each other, right? Every other match has a seed, so yeah. So it's only the unseeded quarterfinal of the day. All right, Penko's going to serve this match. 5-4. Penko wants to watch Swiatek, yeah. All right. Penko will serve for this match. Now, it took her 3 times to serve for the first set. She had to serve for it 3 times before she finally got there. Let's see if she can do it in one here. Can Mboka upset Raducanu? She could. I don't think she will, but she might. She could. I don't think she will, but she might. But she might, but she could, but she won't. But she, maybe, but I don't think so. But maybe she could. She's beaten her before, but probably not today. But maybe. Cocciaretto can be pleased with this week. Even if she loses, a lucky loser again in the quarterfinal, back in the top 40, yeah. And she won a title at the start of the year. So, Cocciaretto's had a very good season so far. All right, Ostapenko serving for the match. Return goes to Penko, Penko in the net. Love 15. There's a bit of fault to conserve. Serving to the forehand of Cocciaretto. Forehand from Penko. Cocciaretto gets it back, but hits it long. 15-0. She beat Jovic in that final as well. Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, people forget what happened in Hobart because it's a 250 event that not many people were paying attention to, but yeah. All right. Return goes back to Penko. Cross-court the slice of Cocciaretto. And then Penko with a backhand winner down the line. 30-15. 2 points from the semis. By the way, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. We have a full day, night, afternoon of tennis. Swiatek versus Sakkari coming up next. And then we have Mboko Raducanu. As that goes out by Cocciaretto. And Ostapenko's got 3 match points to take her spot in the semis again at this tournament. Penko serves. A fault. Yeah, if you like the video, it turns in the like button turns into a tennis ball too. So that's fun. 40-15. Serve out wide the forehand of Cocciaretto, and then Penko with a winner. What a backhand to finish. Ostapenko is into the semis. First time of asking with serving for the match as well. It didn't take her. Not even in trouble in that game. She was down love 15, and then she just win. All right. Penko takes her spot in the semis again. And we're going to find out who she's going to play later. Between Mboko and Raducanu, the winner will play Penko, who just having one of those weeks. All right. Next match. Swiatek versus Sakkari. Interesting matchup coming up next. Make sure you jump over there, and we will be back in about 5 to watch that one. But nice win by Penko. Nice, solid victory. It was a bit awkward at the start, but she got there in the end. And got it done in a 3-setter. All right. She avoids a 3-setter. 7-5, 6-4. And Van der Zandschulp just won the first set against Steph. Sakkari versus Swiatek coming up next.